voice of the Bulls, Paul Peck. Happy birthday, Paul.
Thank you, John.
We'll sing it for you later.
Oh, I can't wait.
Joining Coach Leipold today is junior linebacker Ishmael Hargrove, second on the team in tackles with 36 so far, and also a speech and hearing science major. So I find that pretty interesting. So with that, Coach, questions for Coach and Ishmael?
All right, Ishmael, how much do you pay attention to the rest of the MAC? You check the scores on Saturday or Sunday. Do you pay attention? What do you think?
Oh yeah. I definitely, especially with MAC play coming this week. I've been particularly interested in watching Kent State and their game against Akron. I've also been watching all the other MAC games. So yeah, I've been paying a lot of attention, especially the end of the non-conference play and conference play coming in now. I'm a lot more interested now in seeing how everybody else around the MAC is doing and what their status is.
Do you know who's picked to win the MAC East?
No, I don't.
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
Okay. I mean, the MAC East there's been struggles. Nobody's, undefeated or anything. Just kind of what do you think of your team's chances now that MAC play is starting?
I think we have a great chance. I think, coming in off our previous 4 non-conference games, I think that, we've learned a lot. We've built it a lot as a team. And I feel that, coming in, we have a great chance to win the MAC East.
Ishmael, is there some part of you that flips a little bit of a switch at this point when you go from non-conference to conference? Is it something that's emphasized? Is it just something that everybody understands that, okay, whatever happened, but now kind of our real season starts a little bit?
Right. Yeah, I think that definitely with MAC play coming, there's not that there wasn't a sense of urgency before, but there's definitely a urgency to be ready to, this is it, it's time to go, and so coming in here, I feel that we've definitely, get locked in a lot more, knowing that MAC play is underway and ready to get it going.
Is this a point in the season where you can kind of almost hit the reset button, like these are the same competition, those kinds of things, and you're going to compete for a conference title that gives you something to work for?
Yeah, it definitely gives us, despite how our season has gone so far, we have full confidence that we can still win the MAC, and that's how we're going to approach it.
After not having played a whole lot last year, can you take us through what this offseason was like for you and how maybe in some regards you've kind of flipped the switch that's got you amongst the team leaders in defense and amongst the leaders in a couple of MAC categories?
Yeah, it was definitely a grind, the offseason. Going off last season, how we ended, and with me behind senior Casey Alozi, I definitely learned a lot from him, and he taught me a lot. And going to the offseason, I kind of clicked in me that I gotta, this is a big time for me, and I got to get it going. So in the offseason, I pretty much, went full throttle, and stepped up a lot for our team.
In what ways did you do that? Can you describe some of the ways that maybe even in your own mind you've added a few layers onto things?
Yeah, well, I think that physically I've gotten a lot stronger than last year. I feel that my work ethic in the weight room, has, increased. I feel that on the field, I've got a lot better understanding of the defense, especially coming from last year. I feel that it's helped me, understand the defense a lot more. It's helped me push forward my ability to play faster. So I feel that I played a lot faster coming from last season to this season, and so I feel that that's helped me a lot.
Kent recruited you, right?
Yes.
Does this game have any extra meaning because of that, or for you?
Not really, maybe the first time we played them, it kind of had a little bit of, funny feeling, but this is my 3rd time playing them, so, coming in this game is kind of just a big game that we have to win.
What did you watch any of their game against Akron?
Yes.
Right. So what was your impression of their offense?
I feel that their offense is very fast. They have a lot of quick guys on their team. They have a lot of guys that have the ability to make players miss. And so I feel that for us on the defense, we have to focus on limiting their ability to get to the open field, the ability to run. We have to limit that, and you have to keep them contained.
You defended the read option a few times that BC ran it. They're not a big, but they did it an option a few times, and you guys were in the right place. Do you feel like because of the Army experience, as playing well against Army and defending that offense, even though it's different than anyone you face. How might that help you?
I feel that the Army has definitely prepared us for pretty much any run game that most teams have. I feel that that their triple option and all their schemes, they taught us a lot about mental discipline and staying focused on our keys and what we have to do. So I feel that going into especially Boston College, when they started doing a little bit of the option stuff, we were already locked in on the keys, what keys we had, our assignments, and I feel that that really prepared us for that aspect. And also I feel that Army has prepared us for pretty much any run game that we go against.
And then Kent, they're going to, the little I saw their highlights, they're going to run read option with that quarterback, right?
Right. Yep.
Lance, just what do you think of that? You're playing a team that's down to its third or fourth string quarterback. What did you think of him going in, having not played since high school?
Very impressive. Listening to the scenario of how that played out with some injuries. They had played multiple quarterbacks early in the season, had battled through some injuries, and took what appears to be one of their most competitive, football-savvy players and put the ball in his hands as much as they can. And he has shown that in previous games, whether he be in the backfield, in the slot, as a punt returner, and now they're making sure he touches it every play. And it appears to be one of their best offensive productions in a long time. They've been excellent on defense for a while now, and they've I think some things parallel our programs, and kind of searching for some consistency offensively, and I think they have found some things now that have worked for them pretty well, and it'll be a big challenge because all the things that you saw on film last week you have to prepare for. Then you have to be ready for what they're going to add because they've just put that together in 1 week, and now what can they build on? And then what else may they go back to if they go back to one of their other quarterbacks? So it poses a huge challenge. Ishmael made some good comments about their speed and quickness on the perimeter, which again comes back to being fundamentally sound, staying on our feet, keeping leverage, tackling well, and all the things that you need to be just solid in a game like this.
The freshman running back Rankin, what do you see from him, and what kind of ways do they pass the ball to him?
Well, they use him in different ways to get the ball in his hands. Nothing extremely vertical right now. It's all shorter stuff, and they're using the way to, again, I think he's in the top, and I know in the conference, I think he's, I guess, of all freshmen, tops in the country, I think, in all-purpose or something of that nature. Very productive back, and they're going to continue to find ways to get him the ball quickly in space and see what he can do with it.
And he's a speed back?
Yeah, I think he's got good speed, yes.
Lance, what's your message to the team this week as you get ready for conference play, and what still lies ahead for this team despite some struggles early on?
Well, I think it was alluded to a little bit in some of the questions to Ish, is one of the things we showed in the team meeting yesterday was the Eastern Division standings and where everyone is at. And really, if we were 4-0 right now, and unfortunately we're not, but we'll still be 0-0 as far as conference play and what matters. So on the reverse side, that we're 1-3, that we're still 0-0 in conference. So it is a fresh start, so to speak. We are back. Everyone else in the division has played a game, and there's a lot of things though. But I think I don't think our guys study standings. They may study scores, but I think there were some wide eyes when they started looking at really where the East is right now, and opportunity is still there for the taking, and it still is about us finding a way to be 1-0 at the end of this week in conference play. Message is that, as a team, we all need to get better. There's plenty of things there that have to be worked on, and that started yesterday in the film room, and it'll be continued today on the field. And but I feel very pleased and confident of that our guys have accepted that and are willing to continue to work to get better, and are unified as a group and it'll be good to be back at home.
Ish, do you remember watching when Dree Archer was playing at Kent, when you were growing up around there? Is their running back at all similar? Do you see any similarities in the way they use him and stuff? Because Archer was kind of a receiver and a running back and a quick guy, little and stuff.
Yeah, I think that it's definitely, the same concept. I feel that they're definitely using him, in multiple ways, trying to get him, to make, the most plays possible for their team. And so I feel that his versatility is a strong suit that we as a defense have to, do our job to limit that versatility.
Figure you may wind up being matched up on him a little bit and having to cover him. Or you up for that challenge?
I'm definitely up for the challenge, but, we'll see.
Go ahead.
The MAC has always kind of been known as an offensive conference. Right or wrong, it's kind of dominated by the offenses. You guys come in with a pretty good veteran defense. How much of an advantage does that give you against most opponents that maybe figure, hey, we're going to score 30 points, and everybody scores 30 points a game in the MAC?
Yeah, I think that definitely helps. I think that we have a very strong defensive line that helps out a lot of veterans on that D line. I feel that our linebacker core has, compared to last year, has a lot more depth that we use. Guys like Jordan Collier, Matt Antonowski, a true freshman, they come in and help us with depth and things like that we really didn't have last year, especially in the linebacker core. So I feel that having that definitely helps us a lot more in terms of our defensive assignments and, getting stops.
Lance, how much do you reevaluate what you can do on offense based on 67 yards against BC?
Oh, we reevaluate everything every week, but yeah, I think do you take everything and throw it out the window? No, but you've got to, we can't kid ourselves either. It has to be better. We knew going in that would be a challenge, not a 67-yard total offensive output type of game, but we knew we were in for a battle, and we've continued, but. Do you have to look at it probably even deeper? But again, there's things that you have, and as I said, as we as a program continue to look at it, we have to do everything we can to improve within the time given to improve and do those things. And there could be a lot of reasons maybe on different situations. But not excuses. And I won't make any excuses, and ultimately, as a head coach, that's my responsibility.
Through conference play, how do you think going into conference play Tyree has handled kind of the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs of being a freshman quarterback, seeing some highs like against Army and those lows like last week?
I think he's handled it extremely well, and he'll continue to grow and mature, and those are sometimes things that happen with first-year quarterbacks, but as an individual, I think he's handled that extremely well and will continue to get better for us.
Did Holly's touchdown pass at the end remind you of Licata's?
Yeah, that little flick there a little bit. Yeah, it was, for a fourth down play, and it really only needed to get the first down yet, I think, and had a little time. Yeah, it did. It was kind of in the same area, too, if it all kind of comes back. But very athletic play, and again, for a guy who hadn't played a while, he's just going out there probably having fun, running around, making some things happen, and it had to be a heck of a game, and probably disappointing for them to come up short against their rival.
Oh, Henley, can you say anything about his status?
It'll be day to day right now, kind of going through protocol right now, and probably have a better idea later in the week.
And then their defense was outstanding last year. What do you see as the strengths of their defense?
Well, again, I always think it always starts up front to me, but excuse me on some names, but I know the defensive end is 51 is very catches your eye right away. But I think when you go to one person, Nate Holly, the safety, is a very good player, returning first team, all conference player. They want to get him involved in a lot of different things, and definitely one of you can tell kind of the quarterback of the defense, the leader of things, and he's an excellent player. But they've done an excellent job scheme-wise and against a lot of good football teams. Playing Penn State and Alabama in the same year is pretty good challenge, and and then against a bowl team last week like Akron. So they've been tested, and they'll be a good test for us again. Very aggressive group.
Lance, Dev Lamore saw his first snaps of the year at BC. What does he bring to your secondary, and where do you see him fitting in with everybody else?
Well, yeah, and the thing about Dev, redshirt freshman, missed really over a month of time, and then kind of throw him in a game like that. I think he got his baptism and did some good things, and he had speed and length at the safety position, and I'm making sure as I go through something here real quickly in my mind. I said, other than the gentleman sitting next to me, Dev was probably the next biggest surprise coming out of spring football about who had really taken a big step in a way to help our football team, and very excited about where he was at, and then he hurt the hamstring in camp. So having him on the field, and again, adds depth and athleticism to the secondary.
So you think he and Roberts will continue to maybe split time?
Yeah, it might be opponent, might be situational and stuff, but you're gonna see both those guys on the field, as well as Andrews Dadabo's playing in certain packages as well, and Andrews played a lot of football for us, so it's nice to get Boise Ross kind of in a better routine, and Brandon Williams had a good game against Army. Tatum Slack continues to get better. And then there's Cam Lewis. So now we're starting to develop that depth and things as we get ready to hit the meat of the season here, that I think will continue to make our defense a strong unit.
Anything else for Coach or Ishmael? All right, thanks.
Thank you, everyone.